All right. Welcome back to the Super Fantasy Bros podcast, season 2. As you can
Oops.
see, we got the same crew of guys all here. We are back and itching for some football in our lives. Still got a few months to go, but we are getting the ball rolling early. So this will mark the beginning of our fantasy podcast season here, but we'll be uploading pretty frequently throughout the off season, throughout the summer. So definitely stay tuned. We'll get you guys prepped for your draft and ready for football season. So today we're going to be breaking down some of the winners and losers of each team based on not only the draft this past week, but also some trades that went down over the offseason and some of the free agent moves as well that happened back in March here. So, you know what, boys? Let's get right into it.
Yeah.
Season 2.
Let's do it.
Let's
Gotta
do it
hear
up.
that football.
Yeah, I've been fiending for some football. All right. Well, the first big trade that happened this offseason, everybody knows at this point, Carson Wentz heads to Indianapolis. So let's start with the Eagles here. With Wentz getting traded, Jalen Hurts looks poised to be QB1 for the Birds, as long as Joe Flacco doesn't have anything to say about that.
Yikes.
Team does not look too great right now, but should he be locked in as a top 12 fantasy quarterback heading into the season?
No. I think he's closer to 15. Maybe being 15. I will say before the Eagles drafted Davonte Smith, I was as low as I could be. Not out of spite to Carson Wentz, but like
Definitely
It was out of spite. It was out of spite.
no, but I say I have a little more hope for him now just because he has Davonte Smith. The Eagles did something right for once, so hopefully top 15, not top 12 yet, because they're still missing a lot.
Yeah, the Eagles definitely did help him out with the draft, but I just wanted to see what he's able to do with it because we only got such a small sample size last season. So
if the Eagles keep Ertz, I think he's definitely going to finish top 12.
Well, hold on. Let me ask you a question. Would you rather have Joe Burrow?
Burrow.
Yeah.
I was thinking about this.
That's
before
close. I like Burrow.
I was like, who could I compare Jalen Hurts to? And Joe Burrow was like the one.
You'd rather have Burrow?
Tua.
They're both tough. I would
I'd
definitely
rather
take Hurts over Tua.
Well, I'm taking Burrow over Hurts.
All right, that's
I
fine.
remember
Burrow and Hurts are definitely going to be close in my rankings.
Burrow has like so many receivers now. It's crazy.
Joe Burrow's number 12. That's why I asked.
But he has no O-line still. So
how about Daniel
They
Jones?
got a little
or
bit of help
Hurts?
there.
Daniel Jones or Hurts?
I'm taking Hurts still. Even
Just
with
because you
Jones
know what Daniel
upgraded
Jones
weapons,
has now.
I'm taking Hurts there. I just like his rushing ability. Rushing quarterbacks always end up doing well in
and
fantasy.
he doesn't trip when he's about to score.
I think he's definitely going to be
That's true.
maybe boom or bust, but I think he's got top 10 potential.
I can dig it.
It's going to be good. It's definitely going to be an interesting season if you draft.
I'll say
Jalen Hurts.
borderline top 12 for now. Until
Now you're
proven
changing it.
otherwise.
Yeah, which one is it?
I'm taking
What is
top
it,
He's
man?
12.
not top 12. He's
Top 12.
borderline.
Top 12. Top 12.
On the
We're going to be playing from behind, Matt.
That's-
Every game.
Exactly.
That's true.
That's what I'm thinking too. All right. Moving on to Carson Wentz here. Now that he is on the Colts replacing retired Phillip Rivers. Shout out to a real one. Does Wentz work his way back into the top 10 to 12 quarterbacks here?
Honestly,
Absolutely.
I think that Hurts has better weapons than Wentz does. I just think Wentz is on the better team. He might have more successful year, but I just think Hurts has better weapons fantasy wise that you could rely on Hurts for.
Yeah, I agree, especially with the tight ends.
Definitely.
I think they have some good wide receivers. Obviously, T.Y. Hilton's still a little old, but I think he'll definitely be able to catch some deep passes for sure. But Pittman and Campbell, you got to see what they really are going to do. Is Paris Campbell going to be able to stay on the field? Is Pittman going to be able to stay on the field? Is he going to break out second year?
Is Wentz going to be able to stay on the field?
That
You
too.
shut your mouth.
It's true.
T.Y. Hilton, you're drafting him for week 12 and up because he's not doing anything for those first 11 weeks.
And then
Yeah,
it
he was
explode.
irrelevant. Yeah, that was crazy.
I'll draft him.
But yeah,
We know.
I think Wentz is around QB 15 right now at best. I think he's in that like mid-tier, like second quarterback. If you're in like a two quarterback league.
Those two will be compared all year, maybe.
Yeah. I think it'll be interesting now. I think he could bounce back, but I just think it's going to be tough.
The Colts are a run-first team.
They do have a lot of receiving
Exactly.
backs, though.
Jonathan Taylor, he's a beast.
Naeem Hines. I want to see him backflip. Can't wait.
Naeem Hines will definitely be like the Darren Sproles for the Colts for Wentz there. All right, moving on here. Next big trade, Matt Stafford heads to the Rams, and the Lions get Jared Goff in return. Does Jared Goff have any relevance whatsoever in Detroit?
No,
No
No.
shot. No
Galladay
shot.
even left. Nobody
bro.
wants to be in
He
Detroit
had
right
an
now.
all right, like his value in LA was questionable, but now there's absolutely none.
Yeah.
Yeah, nah.
His value in LA was held because
And he had a
like,
good
they
team.
had such a good team. In Detroit, it's ugly. So yeah, don't touch Jared
That's a
Goff in your
dumpster
drafts.
fire.
If Jared Goff ends up finishing
Dumpster.
top 10 somehow, I don't know. I can't think of anything I would do. But
You
Give
guys
us
know
all
the
$10.
you guys know the
Maybe,
wide
if you're
receivers 1,
lucky.
2, and 3 there.
I know one has like a Z in his name.
it's
Quintez.
Quintez Cephas. They
Marvin
got-
Jones?
No, Marvin Jones is not there
He's gone
anymore
too.
either.
I don't know.
Their wide
anybody on the
receiver 1 is
roster.
Tyrell Williams
Yeah, Tyrell Williams, and they got Rashad Perryman.
If you even draft Jared Goff,
and
I feel bad for
Quintez
Cephas.
Cephas.
Yeah.
Cephas.
You know, Cass is drafting Tyrell.
They drafted one too
Easily.
in like the 4th. He might be pretty decent, but we'll get into the draft a little bit later. But yeah, don't touch Jared Goff. But for the other side of this trade, Matt Stafford to the Rams.
Juicy.
Oh, already a fantasy friendly offense.
I
Does
like
he
it.
make Cooper Kupp and Woods even better, or
Hey,
just keep
and
them in the same
Deshaun
range?
Jackson.
Yeah,
And Tutu Atwell, bro. That team, they got a lot of people.
he loves to sling the ball, and I know Cooper Kupp and Robert Woods love the deep ball. So I'm looking forward
I
to
think
it.
he has MVP potential this year.
Yeah, for
Oh,
sure.
Big take.
I think
I'm
he
with
does.
you on that.
Huge hot take.
Stafford he's always been good, but now
Yeah.
he's gonna be golden.
Yeah, I think Stafford has to be top 10 taken in every draft. I think he's in that 7 to 10 range with upside to be top 5.
He's
Stafford's
got
gonna
the
be
weapons
solid.
for it.
Exactly.
But will Sean trust him this year?
No.
He disappointed me last year, man. It was tough trying to trust him every week. He did nothing for me. And then when I would bench him, he'd have a good game. Rough year. All right, anyways, Sam Darnold gets shipped out from New York to the Carolina Panthers. Does Sam
Free that
Darnold,
man.
yeah, he definitely need to be free from Adam Gase. Does he boost their weapons like DJ and Robbie, or does he just keep them kind of at the same level Teddy had him at?
No, I think they get a boost.
Yeah, especially because he's played with Robbie before. I think people forget that just because I feel like there's been so much that happened within that 1 year of Robbie being gone and him staying. But yeah, I think they'll definitely get a boost. But I think he's better than Teddy.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I definitely think he's better than Teddy. I don't know if it's going to be a huge upgrade. I think it'll be like a slight upgrade. Like Teddy was okay. I don't know how good Sam is. I mean, obviously he was awful, but he was also in an awful situation. So
Yeah.
still kind of wait and see on that.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm drafting him, but I do think he helps solidify more, and Anderson has more like consistent options.
He'll definitely be a solid bye week fill-in.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's definitely a backup quarterback. I would take him as a solid number 2.
Yeah, for sure. So when Sam Darnold enters town, the Panthers decided it's time to get rid of Teddy. So Teddy Bridgewater gets shipped off to Denver. Does Teddy win the starting job over Drew Lock? And if so, does he help their receivers any more than Drew Lock did?
I don't think he's going to win the job before the season starts. I think it's going to be one of those things where, like, if Drew Lock plays bad, he's going to come in and he's going to take the job from him.
I don't think either of them will have the job, and Aaron Rodgers might go there.
Now that's
Juicy.
That's juicy. I would like Aaron Rodgers there. I think that'd be an interesting fit. Definitely would help upgrade them for sure. But
If
I
he,
think
if
I think
he
Teddy
goes-
might get the start, and then maybe Drew Lock comes in. I don't know. It's going to be a close battle.
Yeah, it's
between
gonna
those
be
two.
weird.
Do you think Teddy beats out Aaron Rodgers for the starting job?
Shut up.
You stop. Yeah. I don't think either of them are worth drafting, though, but definitely keep an eye on who ends up starting because it'll definitely affect some of the receivers.
Would you still put Aaron Rodgers top 5 if he goes to the Broncos?
Yeah, they got a good receiving core.
But you think
Maybe
that
not
they'd
top
have to give up
5, though.
something?
Definitely
Yeah,
top 10.
5 might be a little much.
Judy would have to go. So think about he'd have Sutton
If
and
Judy had to go, then it hurts him a little bit.
Judy and Melvin Gordon. I guess the Packers don't need Melvin Gordon, but
Broncos don't need him either.
Noah Fant.
Yo,
And
don't
no-
disrespect Big Bob Tunyon like that, cuz.
I forgot about him. How could I? Because he was forgotten about in the championship game.
Yeah, it would definitely be an interesting fit. I don't think it's much of an upgrade for Rodgers' current like set of weapons. So I think Rodgers would stay in the same range, maybe even be downgraded a little bit there. Him and Davonte Adams are obviously on another level. All right,
Hopefully
and
he
then
likes Drew Lock.
yeah, hopefully. The Jets QB situation we will get into in a little bit when we start talking about the draft. But for now, let's get into some of the free agent moves that happened. So that's enough of the trades. So we decided we're going to do some cap or no cap, bringing it back for season 2.
This is what the people want.
Can't forget about it. Had to bring it back here real quick. So we're going to run through some of the free agent moves and talk about cap or no cap for different situations based on each team. So let's start with the New York Giants. Obviously made a huge splash in free agency, grabbing Kenny Golladay. So cap or no cap, Kenny Golladay will still be a top 10 wide receiver on the Giants with Danny Dimes.
Cap.
I call
Cap.
That man cannot stay healthy to save his life. I forget exactly how many games he missed last year, but it had to be like
4.
7 or 8.
No, yeah.
It was 12.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. See,
He played 4 games, I think, last year.
He played 5. He played 5.
Are we all saying cap for the same reason though? Like, are we all saying cap because of health? I think it's cap because there's just so much going on there. Like he's not.
I think that helps him.
Yeah, I think it's cap just because I don't trust Daniel Jones yet. I still think he's like a tier 2 quarterback. I don't know if he's gonna be able to push the ball downfield that well to Golladay. But I mean, if there's any chance for Daniel Jones to kind of blow up, it's this year. He's got a ton of weapons.
This is.
I mean, also getting Saquon back is going to help him out a lot.
Exactly.
It's going to take a lot of. They're going to have to stack the box sometimes, and that downfield is going to be wide open.
Yeah, I think he still could finish top 10, but I'm saying cap for now. It's still too risky.
There's
He's got
so
the
many good
potential
wide
if he
receivers.
can stay healthy and he gets force fed. But
I just said cap because I just looked at the list of the top 10 receivers right now.
Yeah,
Number
there's
10 is
so
Keenan
many.
Allen. I'm not taking him over Keenan.
Nah.
But there's a possibility that Golladay could be this year's Diggs. How we didn't expect him to be like as good as he was, and Diggs finished number 2. I don't think he'll finish number 2, but he could be the top 10 guy.
Yeah, I don't think he'll slide that far in drafts. Diggs fell like into like the 30s and
I got him in like the
early
round,
30s. So yeah, we'll see. But he definitely could be a sleeper if he ends up falling and you still get 2019 production out of Kenny Golladay. If he's able to stay healthy, he'll be a beast, no doubt. All right, Sterling Shepard will be hurt more by the addition of Golladay than Darius Slayton will. Cap or no cap?
No cap. No cap.
I say cap. I only say cap because I see Kenny Golladay having more of the same build as Darius Slayton. So they're both going to be like jump ball guys, red zone guys. And I think if you're down in the red zone, you're going to be looking for Golladay a lot more than
And we also saw when Shepard came back, Slayton was severely hurt. Which remember the take with me and Matt saying Shepard over Slayton. That just because Shepard came back, Slayton became almost irrelevant.
Yeah, I agree. I think I'm going to say cap just because Sterling Shepard, I think he's the better wide receiver, and I think he's going to play more in the slot than Darius Slayton will. So Darius Slayton being on the outside, he's going to be like the number 2 deep threat for that team. They're just going to throw it up to Golladay all the time.
I want to hear T-God's no cap.
Bro, I just think
Yeah, I want to see that hat come off.
no. But like I just think Slayton's a better receiver. I'm sorry, Q. I just think he's better.
I agree.
I mean, he proved me
I've
right
said this
year.
since day 1 last year. I think Slayton's better, but
Like it might be able to stay healthy too. So that definitely
that's
plays
true.
a factor in there. Shepard's
And who
been
won't be healthy?
struggling.
Who won't be healthy?
Golladay.
No, wrong answer, Matt.
Yeah, we'll see. That'll be a good one to come back to. All right. With the addition of Golladay and the Giants also added Kyle Rudolph, Evan Ingram should no longer be considered a top 10 tight end. Is that cap or no cap?
This is
He
a
was
big-
barely top 10 last year, and that's only because tight ends sucked last
You think
year.
Kyle Rudolph is going to play any part in Evan Ingram's production?
just
Kyle
coming to
Rudolph
make
might take a couple
one-handed
touchdowns.
touchdowns.
bro.
He definitely will. He definitely will.
Kyle Rudolph's going to finish the season with 4 to 6 touchdowns somehow, and they're all
It's
just
gonna
going to
be
be
one
irrelevant.
touchdown. It's gonna be one. It's gonna be a one-handed touchdown, back of the end zone,
one-handed
one-handed touchdown.
The craziest touchdown would be like, oh my God, Kyle Rudolph.
and then that's
Everyone
it.
picks him up the next week.
Right, then he's forgotten about.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No one touch Evan Ingram. He's definitely a very,
Buggy.
not much of a reward if you draft him. All right, let's move on to the Jets. They signed the second most expensive wide receiver this offseason, and that is Corey Davis. Corey Davis had a pretty solid season last year with the Titans, with A.J. Brown missing a few games early on. So Corey Davis, cap or no cap, Corey Davis will finally reach his true potential with the Jets and finish as a top 20 wide receiver this season. And for reference, he was wide receiver 30 last season in 14 games.
I mean, remember there were a couple times last year we were saying like Corey Davis was drafted high, like he's expected to be good. He just couldn't stay healthy. Like, what if he could stay healthy on the Jets? I don't know how I feel about Zach Wilson, but Corey Davis definitely can be the Jamison Crowder times 10 on this team.
Yeah, I
Yeah, he
agree.
definitely
I don't
could
know
be
how much I
solid.
trust him with a rookie quarterback.
Yeah, I'm
might
gonna say Cap for now.
Big Cap.
I just don't. I just don't trust him enough. I think he has the potential to get to top 20, but
Yeah, top 20 is definitely very
He's
high.
good.
That's steep. There's
But
a lot of good receivers in the league.
He'll be
That's
a
what I'm
solid
saying,
flex.
bro. Just look at the list of receivers and the first 20 names. You're not like no Corey Davis is not
Can
going
you
to be
tell
picked
me who
over
number
anything.
20 is? Does anyone have that handy?
it's probably like the Robert Woods range.
I
Yeah.
don't-
Oh, yeah.
I'm pretty
give me
sure-
Bobby Backwoods all day.
I'm pretty sure Thielen's
Yeah.
like 15. That's like reference of
Thielen?
anything. I'm pretty sure he's like 15.
Probably like the Juju range. Like, yeah, I don't think
Are you
Corey
taking
Davis is cracking top 20.
Debo over Corey Davis?
Yeah,
That's a good one. That's a good question. That's
I
tough.
think I would.
I think I would
I
too.
think I
I
would
love
too.
Debo, but
Yeah, I
he
know
needs to
you
stay
do.
healthy. That's the issue with Debo.
Corey,
He
so
could
does
not
Corey
stay healthy.
Davis.
Yeah, Corey Davis. Yeah,
I mean,
for sure.
he didn't really miss a ton of games last season.
Yeah, he played 14.
I just think about the past.
Yeah, he's always been
Don't be
like.
stuck
I
in
feel
the
like he goes in
past.
every game like with a hamstring or something.
Okay, wait. The 20th ranked receiver going into this year is Brandon Cooks. And 21's
Brandon-
Cooper Kupp. 21's Cooper Kupp.
Yeah, he's not going to be top 20.
Whose ranks are those? Give me Cooper Kupp over
ESPN.
Brandon Cooks.
Yeah, right. I was
This
saying.
is ESPN PPR
Yeah,
ranks.
yeah. I hear you. All right, let's move on to the next one here. Keelan Cole also goes to the New York Jets, and no cap or no cap here. Keelan Cole will be a decent flex option and finish as a top 35 wide receiver.
Is Jameson Crowder still on this team?
Yeah, he is.
Okay, then cap.
Big cat.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's cap. He was wide receiver 47 last year. He definitely showed some signs where he was pretty decent on a very bad Jaguars team.
I think he had
but
like 4 good games that made up for the rest of his crappy season.
yeah, he had a
They were
few
all
big
like
games.
50-yard bombs, and then that was
Yeah.
it.
I'm sure he was on our waiver column a couple times. Like, yo,
Yep.
watch out for Keelan Cole.
Yep.
My one hot take for this year, because he needs to redeem himself.
You already had 2 already.
I'm giving hot takes early. I know. Chris Herndon, top 12 tight end this year with a new
Top 12
quarterback.
is nothing.
Chris Herndon's beat.
All right, top 9. I can't say it sounds better than top 10. It
Yeah,
sounds
Chris Herndon.
hotter 9.
Chris Herndon. No, that is a hot take, to be honest. He's never been able to put it all together, but he does have some talent. I wouldn't be shocked if he has a decent year, but top nine.
Top 9.5.
All right. Let's move on to the Patriots. They made a huge splash this free agency. Signed Kendrick Bourne and Nelson Aguilar, as well as a pair of tight ends. So let's start with the wide receivers here. Cap or no cap, Kendrick Bourne will be the better receiver on the Patriots over Nelson Aguilar.
Cap.
I think
Big
I think it depends on Aguilar more than it depends on Bourne.
Does
You
it
don't know what
depend
you're
on
gonna
the
get with Aggie.
quarterback?
What?
Does it depend on the
someone
quarterback at
worse.
all?
Yeah, I was gonna say it depends on someone even more than that. More
I think
important
it
than
depends
that.
on the quarterback
Poopy
too.
Cam Newton.
I think if Cam Newton is the quarterback, I'm saying no cap. Kendrick Bourne's going to get more catches. Cam's not going to be able to air it out downfield. His shoulder's still kind of messed up a little
Yeah,
bit.
No,
but
he
Cam
just sucks.
averages
He's
like
not
2
gonna
picks
start.
a game.
He's not starting.
I give him until like week 4.
He
No,
got how
he-
many touchdowns did he have last year? 2.
For
Trash.
reference, Kendrick Bourne
Trash.
had 49 catches, 667 yards, 2 touchdowns, but he only started 5 games, played in 15. Aguilar had 48 catches, so 1 less, but 896 yards and 8 touchdowns. Obviously, big play threat here. Aguilar definitely has a better chance to score more touchdowns, but I think Kendrick Bourne might be more consistent if they both end up being top options on this team.
That's what I'm saying. Like if
No.
you get one of the Aguilar seasons where he just drops everything, like Belichick's not playing those
It's
games.
bound to happen.
Yeah, he's not.
He's not
Yeah.
gonna accept that. Like
He'll cut
Yeah.
him.
Yeah, he'll cut him in a
We'll
heartbeat.
see.
He
I
paid
hope
him
the
a lot
Eagles
of money,
sign him.
though. Stop. All right.
Nelson Aguilar or Travis Fulgham. Sorry, Greg
Fulgham,
Ward.
all
one of
day.
easily fold him.
them. Or I don't know
Bro,
who's after.
just stop.
those
Just stop.
three.
Go ahead.
Aguilar
Next.
can't come back, bro. He can't. All right. Next one here. Tight ends.
Isaiah.
Obviously, the biggest splash. Hunter Henry will be the better tight end than Jonnu Smith. Cap or no cap?
No cap.
No cat.
I'm glad that when you first mentioned Big Splash, that you said tight end Park is like if you just said big splash and you say they signed Kendrick Bourne and Nelson Aguilar, like that's like a little bloop.
Yeah,
Little
got the-
droplet.
They
yeah,
got
droplet.
well, you can't even say they got two top 10 tight ends because that's not saying much with the tight ends, but it's just like they've got two very solid tight ends.
Yeah, I don't think either of them actually finished top 10 last year. Yeah, I would also say no cap. I think Connor Henry is going to be more involved as like kind of like the Greg Olsen if Cam Newton is the quarterback.
Yeah.
I think Jonnu Smith might be more involved in the
Is
red
that because
zone.
he's white?
No, because he caught more passes last year, and he's usually more of the guy that's like open in the slot. Jonnu Smith can kind of move around. He had a rushing touchdown last year, like a weirdo.
I think Jonnu Smith had like a big fan, like big train, just like Noah Fant did with the amount of fans they had, and they both derailed into each other.
Yeah,
It
Jonnu
was like
Smith
the
was
first
hype
couple weeks,
first few
everyone was
weeks.
raving about him.
Noah Fant.
Yeah,
I love Noah Fan.
I think both could be relevant, but it's going to be tough, especially with Cam throwing the ball. Or even we don't know what Mac Jones is going to look like. We'll get into him a little
Hopefully, we don't know what he looks like. I don't want to. He's probably garbage.
We know what he looks like. We've seen him shirtless.
Yeah, we have.
Ew,
That's why I
don't
believe
bring
I
that
can
up.
make it in the NFL, but that's for another day.
bit. All right.
Hunter Henry, new Gronk. Sorry, just
yeah.
had to throw that
Oh
in
my
there.
God.
Whoa!
All right. What about
Oh my
both of
God.
them though? Could both Henry and Jonnu Smith finish as top 12 options? Cap or no cap?
That's
You're
cap.
saying Gronk and Aaron Hernandez, son?
Well, I hope it's not because
Be
I
a
don't.
very poor man's version of that. Yeah, I'm saying cap also. I don't
That'd
think
be
both
like
could.
52nd Street version.
I think one
Ooh.
of them could be. But yeah. All right, let's move on to the Jaguars. Matt still thought Marvin Jones was on the Lions, but instead he's on Jacksonville. Marvin
hate him.
Jones is probably going to be the number one option. Well, number two after DJ Chark. But Marvin Jones finished as a top 20 wide receiver last year, believe it or not. So cap or no cap, Marvin Jones finishes as a top 20 wide receiver again this season with
Cap.
the Jaguars
Big
and
cap.
Trevor Lawrence.
Cap.
Cap. I
First of
like
all,
Trevor Lawrence, but I hate Marvin Jones.
It is believable that he finished top 20 because Galladay was out for so long, but I still think it's cap.
And the
He made-
Lions played from behind like every game, so
Yeah.
Matt Stafford was just literally just chucking it.
Yeah,
Why, hold on. Why do you hate Marvin Jones?
I like Marvin
I don't
Jones.
know,
Just
I
makes
just
me
don't
mad every
like
time I
him.
have him.
And
Yeah.
He
he's never
disappoints me.
performed for me.
Oh, so you hate him as a
the
fantasy
first year I
player.
had him.
Yeah, I don't
Bro.
hate him as a person. He's
Oh,
probably
yeah.
a great person.
He's got
We
one of
don't
the
know
best
that.
hands in the league. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I like
Bro.
Marvin Jones.
You
He's
know who
so
would have
good.
known that Marvin Jones is on the Jaguars? Dape.
Dave loves Marvin Jones.
No, I'm just saying.
Cass.
Dape
Cass
was
would've
on.
known.
Dape was on the pod. Is that ruining Matt's credibility?
All right. Well, yeah, I'm saying cap. Marvin Jones not finishing top 20, but I
No
do think he could be
way.
top 30. I think he'd still be in that flex range.
Maybe.
All right. Let's move on to the Dolphins. It made a big splash as well, signing T-God's boy Will
This one's
Fuller.
tough.
Sheesh.
So is cap or no cap, Will Fuller instantly becomes the number one wide receiver in Miami ahead of Davonte Parker.
Can't say it. I gotta say Cap. Only because Tua has like kind of a chemistry with Davonte Parker already. It might
and
take him
Jalen Waddle.
Yeah, well, we'll
That's
talk about
true.
Jalen Waddle later too.
So it might take him a little bit to get used to playing with Will Fuller. So
And he's suspended for the first couple of games, so that also
Oh,
plays
is
some
he?
sort of isn't. I don't know if it's 6 games or like I know it was.
I thought he-
suspended that much.
It carried
I thought
over
he's-
from last year.
I swear
thought
he
he
served
served
it
it.
all. I swear he served it all.
I thought he did
carried
too.
on from last year.
I don't
That's an
know.
interesting. That throws a wrench into things.
Will
that's a
Fuller, number
crazy
one there.
rollover.
He will
Yeah.
be number one.
Yeah, I'm saying no cap. Will Fuller instantly becomes
He's
number
too
one.
good. Too good.
Instantly?
Yes.
I don't
Instantly.
think
Yes.
instantly.
I
I think it
think
takes
instantly.
a couple weeks.
Nev.
He's suspended for the
You're
first game
underestimating the
He
power
miss- he's
of
missing the
quarterback
first game.
receiver chemistry.
Hey,
One-
he
No,
said it
but they
first.
didn't have much chemistry. They struggled. Devontae Parker had his best games last year with Ryan Fitzpatrick.
No, he's towards the end. I remember because I had Davonte Parker. He in the red zone Tua only targeted him because I had Mike
Mm.
Gesicki also. Mike Gesicki was
Yeah,
irrelevant.
Thanks for having my back, Q.
that'll be interesting. I don't know. Will Fuller was wide receiver 8 last year through week 12.
So
I think Will
good.
Fuller is just
Brandon
an
Cooks
elite
was just as good
option
as
if
him.
he's healthy.
He's so good.
Brandon Cooks was good, but he was not as good.
Look it up.
He was like a top 15, not top
But
8.
at some point they had the same same something, same team.
All right, let's move on. Not really move on. Got to still focus on the Dolphins here because I
Stay
want to talk a little
classy.
bit about Tua. both Will Fuller and Davonte Parker finish outside the top 20 due to Tua's struggles in 2021. Cap or no cap?
No cap.
That's a tough one.
Ooh.
That is tough.
I mean,
I'll
top
have
20 is
agree
tough
with
to
you.
get
I'll
into.
I'll say no cap.
Tua sucks.
I'm gonna say cap. I think one of them.
Because like you
squeaks in.
said, they also have Mike Gesicki, and they're gonna kind
They
of
have
be
Jalen
spreading the
Waddle,
ball
too.
around. Yeah. So
I'm gonna say cap. I think one of them is gonna squeak in. Someone's gonna emerge as his favorite
Hopefully
target.
someone gets benched for
I
somebody.
don't
but-
think they emerge enough to be top 20 though. Like we said, all
I think Fuller
podcasts,
could.
like there's so many good receivers,
I think Fuller could squeak into the top 20.
You
and
can-
especially
think
like
Fuller's
true
elite.
number one receivers.
Fuller's elite if he's healthy and he's not suspended.
Yeah, not on drugs.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
Well,
they're
we
back.
got to
up.
see if Tua can get him the ball.
We gotta hope that Jacoby Brissett. Apparently, he's on the Dolphins now.
Why do you
Hopefully.
love
he's
bringing
the
up
backup.
these ass players?
Because Ryan
loves bad
Fitzpatrick came in,
quarterbacks?
he brought people back, brought players back on the Dolphins to win a game. He might be better than Tua.
Yeah, Tua. I don't know what. I still don't. The jury is still out on Tua. Let's say that.
Tua.
I just want to. I want to see him play more. He struggled a little bit last year, but they were able to win some games. All
The rookie woes.
right, let's move on to the Cardinals. They made some
Rookie
decent
Rose.
moves. They made some decent moves this offseason,
Rookie
starting
woes.
with Adriel Jeremiah Green.
Can we
I
just
think
give up on this man already.
The last podcast we talked about him. I feel like we ended it calling him this name. Same with him and Ty with the Eugene, whatever.
Eugene
Krabs.
Marquise Hilton.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
We
Cap or
call
no
out
cap?
governments.
AJ Green becomes relevant again in Arizona with Kyler and finishes as a top 35 wide receiver.
Biggest
Yeah.
cap. Biggest cap.
I think he'll be
Give it up.
36.
Or AJ went there for a free ring.
Did Larry? No, Cardinals suck. I think
Did
they-
Larry
no, they
Fitzgerald
don't.
retire?
No, I don't think he did.
I don't think he's signed right
He-
now. Though. I
he's
don't think he's
hanging
under
on.
contract. I think he's still like a free agent technically.
I feel like we would have knew if Larry Fitzgerald retired.
the Cardinals have a spot for Larry Fitzgerald if he wants to return in 2021.
Yeah, he still hasn't made his decision.
Yeah,
he's
he
a
hasn't
free
made his
agent
mind
too,
up.
so he could go
He's
somewhere
gonna.
else.
D Hop's gonna get him to say.
People are saying he should go to the Vikings.
Why?
All right. Anyways, yeah,
If he doesn't stay a Cardinal, he's a phony.
Right. It's like
Yeah.
the Kobe of football
yeah. I'm gonna say cap.
with no rings.
Cardinals have a lot of mouths to feed though, and AJ Green added to
An
it.
old man isn't one of them.
Yeah.
They got Andy Isabella now.
They
Well,
also
they've had
drafted
him.
one too. I think they drafted
Right? I was
Rondale
like,
Moore
didn't
in
they
the
have him
second.
last year?
So they got some mouths to feed. But even though AJ Green does not make a huge impact, cap or no cap, he makes Christian Kirk virtually undraftable and not a top 75 wide receiver.
Yeah,
He had his weeks last year.
he did. He had his bright spots. I know Sean remembers all
Bro,
about
they were just
that.
random games,
Yeah,
dude.
they were.
I'm gonna
so
say
random.
no cap.
Sean was
I'm
stressing
saying no
for like
cap,
3
too.
weeks straight. Like, who do I start?
I started him because he kept blowing up, and then when I kept starting him, he kept doing nothing.
The
I'm
Gator
saying no
effect.
cap. He was wide receiver 51 last year. He missed 2 games, so he played 14 games.
Y'all can have him.
I'm not
Y'all
touching
can have
him.
him. I'm not touching him.
I'm not touching Christian Kirk.
I
you
really,
guys.
I don't want to touch anybody besides D
I-
Hop on that team.
They also drafted a right receiver in the second round. So
Why are you saying that?
Who
Who,
what?
me or him?
You only want Diop? The only
You don't
player
want
you
Kyler?
Oh, like wide receiver.
Oh, okay.
But
That
I'll
makes
I'll
more
reach. I'll take
sense.
AJ. I don't care.
Oh, have fun.
Who's your
Draft
tight
him.
end?
AJ was wide
Dropping
receiver
him after
68,
week 1.
and he played every game.
We talked about AJ rising from the dead at some points last.
I'd
year.
rather take a backup kicker than draft AJ.
All right. Cardinals made one more free agency pickup here. They scooped James Conner. So with James Conner being picked up, cap or no cap, this destroys all hopes of Chase Edmonds being a top 20 running back.
Cap, because he did it with Drake there, and I think Drake's better than James Conner, so I think he'll just do it again.
Yeah, I'm saying cap as well. Edmonds was RB 25 last year, but I think he's too involved in the passing game. And if he gets more carries than he did last year, I think he could easily squeak into the top 20 running backs.
Yeah.
They only signed James Conner for like $1 million. Like he's not going to be the same
I
role.
could win more in the lottery.
No, you couldn't. Yeah, I don't think he's going to be as involved as Kenyon Drake was. So,
Did you just say you couldn't win more than 1 million?
well,
in
he
the
could,
lottery?
but I'm
What
saying
is-
Q's
I
not going
said,
to win the
okay,
lottery.
I'll let him talk.
Q's not winning the lottery anytime soon.
That thanks.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Q.
right.
You know what? Prove me wrong.
Now
I'll
you're
play.
not
The rest
getting a
of the
cut.
fantasy bros 50%. I guess I can't be 50%.
All right, means he got split it all.
Yeah.
Say less.
Yeah, guys
Reality.
like Cordell Patterson were getting paid more than James Conner
That's
was to go to
disrespectful.
Arizona. So
Yeah.
I don't think they have too much faith in him. So I still think Chase Edmonds could easily be top
Yeah.
20.
He's going to be the top back.
All right, let's move on to Buffalo, who signed Emmanuel Sanders coming from New Orleans. I mean, cap or no cap, Emmanuel Sanders steps immediately into the John Brown role from 2019 and asserts himself as a top 30 wide receiver again.
Cap.
I think
Too
he's
old.
just too old.
Too old.
I
34.
think
I
think
like
this is a
ya.
great addition, especially for Diggs.
Yeah, I think it's a good scoop, but I think it's cap. I don't think he gets.
Yeah,
top 30.
it's a good scoop. It's a nice veteran receiver to have on your team, but he's not going to just replace John Brown.
Yeah, without Michael Thomas last year, he was wide receiver 41.
I mean, he might replace John Brown because John Brown can't stay healthy either.
Well, John Brown's gone. He left.
Oh,
So that's what I'm saying.
Wake
Goes
up,
into that
Q.
John
I mean,
Brown
he's
role.
obviously replacing him then. He's not even on the team.
Well, he's not going to be as good as John Brown.
That's what I'm saying. He can step into that role. John Brown was really good in 2019 in that role, so we'll see. But I don't think Emmanuel Sanders can do it.
No shot. Too old. He's good. I love him.
No chance.
Yeah, I think it's a good fit. All right, another old wide receiver gets signed to the Baltimore Ravens, Sammy Watkins. Cap or no cap, he finds the fountain of youth in Baltimore and finishes with 900 plus receiving yards for the first time since 2015.
No, he
Is he
doesn't.
really that old? I feel like he was just drafted in the league like
It was like
5 years ago.
2014 was his rookie year, I think.
That's later than I think.
We're
I
getting
thought.
old.
We are getting old.
We are getting old.
I don't like that.
But he must know something about the Chiefs if he's leaving the Chiefs for the Ravens. But
Well,
Patrick
he's going to
Mahomes
be-
for Lamar Jackson trade coming soon.
I don't mean that.
He's going to be like a number one option or a number two option there compared to the Chiefs.
Like, do the Ravens think that's enough for Lamar Jackson? He needs wide receiver help, and they just give him Sammy Watkins.
They say,
Right.
here you go. That's like the Packers.
I mean, they did draft Bateman, but
Yeah, Bateman's going to
they
be
need a big
interesting.
guy. He's not a big guy.
Bateman's more, he's kind of built like AJ Brown. So Bateman could be
Wait,
solid.
he's a big guy then. AJ Brown's big.
He's 6 foot. He's not,
Not
huge,
bigger than me, but
He's
but he's
huge.
6 foot 190. Yeah, Bateman should
Alright.
be solid. But anyways, yeah, it's cap. Sammy Watkins does not find the fountain of youth. He'll be a waiver wire player that you pick
Yeah,
up
he'll
once and
tease
hope he
us a
blows
lot.
up.
be the big tease.
All right, let's move on to the Lions. So exciting to talk about their free agent moves. Rashad Perryman and Tyrell Williams go to the Lions. Cap or no cap, they can become the poor version of Robert Woods and Cooper Kupp, both finishing as top 35 options since the Lions will be playing for behind all the time.
Cap, I'm not talking about it anymore.
Next
The
one.
Ravens, I mean, the Lions.
That was
suck.
disrespectful to Cooper Kupp and Robert Woods.
Right.
Yeah, it's cap. I don't think they can do it either.
The
Not
1
even
cent
close.
store
One of them could
comparison.
be decent though, because they're going to be playing from behind all the time. Jared Goff's going to have to air it out. So
Yeah, but Jared Goff also isn't the most accurate quarterback in
Right.
the league. So I wouldn't be surprised if he throws more picks than touchdowns.
yeah, it's going to be a rough year for
He's
the
going to be a
Lions.
Jameis 2.0.
But the Lions also signed a running back, Jamal Williams from the Packers. Jamal Williams, cap or no cap, he steps right into that AP role and
No,
takes
because
10
we
to
still have
15.
AP.
No, he's a free agent right now.
Oh,
Steps right into that AP role and takes 10 to 15 touches away from DeAndre Swift per game. Cap or no
Yeah.
cap.
No cap.
Eesh.
No cap. He's
If
good.
If AP was doing it, why wouldn't he?
Right,
Yeah.
and he's better than AP.
AP
Way
was like
better.
50 years old.
Yeah, I like Jamal Williams actually.
So do
I
I.
say it's
I
no
always
cap.
wanted to see him like be like the number one on the team.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he usually gets that shot, he gets banged up a little bit. So we'll see. But I think he could take away some of like the targets from DeAndre Swift that people could be expecting his breakout year. So something to keep an eye on for sure. Now, as we mentioned earlier, John Brown is no longer on the Bills. So now he's on the Las Vegas Raiders. Cap or no cap, he becomes the wide receiver 1 on the Raiders and finishes as a top 35 wide receiver.
No cap
cap.
that he becomes the number 1.
Yeah, they still got Ruggs.
I'd say no cap that he's top 35 as well.
I thought you were about to
Is-
say no cap because you thought Hunter Renfrow was going to be better than John Brown.
That's a you take. I was expecting you to say that.
I just thought about him.
I know you did because you love thinking about the shitty players.
Yeah, I'm saying no cap too. John Brown steps right into that wide receiver one kind of role for Derek Carr there.
And
No
Derek Carr
kizzy.
is one of the strongest arms in the league, and John Brown's one of the fastest. So
You just need him to stay healthy if he's going to be there and succeed.
him and
He only
Ruggs on
played
the
9
outside
games
is
last
kind
year.
of scary. That's true.
Yeah, but Ruggs, I don't know if Ruggs is like a true wide receiver one type of guy. He's more of like a take the top off the field, but got more to see from him. He was
That's
a
what I'm
rookie.
saying. You got both of them on the outside.
Yeah, the top's
That's
going to
a-
be
that's a
gone for
li-
weeks.
Yep.
Sheesh.
No roof.
All right.
No bueno.
The Raiders also signed Kenyon Drake. Cap or no cap, he becomes the number 1 running back on the Raiders and not Josh Jacobs.
I'm so mad this is on the list.
No cap as it should. Josh Jacobs.
I'm with you, Q. No cap.
What?
Wait, no. I want to say Drake's better.
Yeah, that's what I'm with you.
Yeah, that's what
Oh,
he's
yeah, yeah,
saying.
yeah.
But y'all are crazy.
Y'all
Bro,
are crazy.
They paid Kenyon Drake $11 million. He's not going there to be backup. He's going there to
They're
at least
splitting
be in a
carries.
50-50 work share.
They're splitting carries. I don't know
And
what's up with
Drake has more to
backfields
offer.
nowadays.
Josh
Like,
Jacobs was only good last year because he scored a lot of touchdowns. He was 3.9 yards per
What
carry.
does that even mean? That makes
He
him
struggled.
good.
right.
I
That
think
makes
Kenyon
him
Drake
good.
gets those touchdowns.
Okay.
Kenyon Drake's also the better receiver out of the two, so I'm
What's-
taking Kenyon
what's
Drake.
Josh
Okay.
Jacobs good at?
Running the football.
Apparently scoring touchdowns. Sean just said it.
His job.
It's
He's
a
good at
more to the
scoring
game than
touchdowns.
Scoring touchdowns.
He had 12 touchdowns, but I think Kenyon Drake becomes their new go-to guy near the goal line. But we'll see.
I hope
Okay.
so.
We'll see.
Mhm,
I
yeah.
didn't like Kenyon Drake last year. but
I know,
do think he could
everyone
be pretty
hated
good
him.
this year.
Yeah,
I was the
everybody
only one that
hated
liked them.
Kenyon Drake was still top 16 running back last year.
And you guys hated him.
I did not like Kenyon Drake last year. Not on the
Nobody
Cardinals.
did.
Edmonds took away too much of his passing game, but I think he's going to be more involved in the passing game because Josh Jacobs has stone hands.
That is true.
Ooh.
I
Guys
like
are
Kenyon
crazy.
Drake. It's going to be a
Crazy.
50-50 timeshare, in my opinion. So I'm taking Drake over Josh Jacobs.
Disagree.
All right. We'll definitely have to come back to that one once the football season gets rolling.
That one.
That one. The Falcons also find themselves with a new running back after letting Freeman walk last year to the Giants. They now have Mike Davis as RB1 because they did not re-sign Gurley either. So Mike Davis, cap or no cap, steps right into the RB1 role on the Falcons and finishes as a top 20 running back.
No cap.
He'll finish top 20.
Yeah, I'll say no cap on both. The only thing that scares me is the Falcons were never really a run first team. They love airing it out. Of course,
Because
they
they
have
have to.
Julio, Calvin Ridley.
And now
they
Kyle
just-
Pitts.
Pitts.
Yeah, Kyle Pitts. I was trying to think of his name. So the only thing I'm worried about is his volume, but I'm sure he'll produce with it since they have so many weapons on the outside. They can't really jam the box up. So
So Gurley's a free agent?
Yeah, he's still a free agent right now, I'm pretty sure.
Damn.
he's
Imagine
not
picked
going to
him
get
up.
signed.
Someone's
Eagles would
picking him
sign
up, bro.
He's made of glass.
He is made of glass, but someone can pick him up and
Like,
throw him out
imagine
there
if
for
he just
10
comes
touches a
back to
game.
be the MVP Gurley. Almost MVP Gurley.
I don't think he can stay healthy enough to be that again.
Okay, so
No
Mike
way.
Mike Davis over Myles Gaskin.
That's
No,
an
I'm
interesting
going
one.
Myles Gaskin.
I think I might take Mike Davis. I just like
There's a lot of running backs in Miami.
Matt Ryan's just going to dump
Who's
the
the
ball
other
off to Mike Davis, who already showed he could
They
be a
got
good
Salvin
receiver last year.
Ahmad.
That's what I was thinking. Allah.
somebody
Ahmad.
else.
I like
I forget
Gaskin
who else
too.
they have.
I think they're both solid RB2s.
What about J.K. Dobbins?
Ooh, I'm taking Dobbins.
You
Dobbins
love
is
J.K.
good.
Dobbins.
Because they're
He
20
was
and
solid last year.
they're number 20 and 21 right now.
I'm
I
taking
said
Dobbins.
cap that he's going to be top 20, but no cap that he's running back one.
I'm
Easily
saying no
running back.
cap, top 20. I think
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
saying
who's
no
he
cap
competing
top
Matt
with?
Ryan's gonna dump
Ito
it off.
Smith?
no, I don't even think they have anybody.
They got rid of Ito.
They got rid of Ito and the other guy too. I'm pretty sure remember
Who's
his
the other
name.
guy?
Brian Hill.
Yeah, Brian Hill.
That's like a fullback name.
That was Bart's favorite player last year.
He started them both against me one time, Gurley and Ryan Hill. It's disrespectful.
Yeah, they have. I think they drafted a running back, but that's it. But not like one of the top running backs either. So, all right, let's move on to the Houston Texans. This franchise has been in dismay for quite some time now. Let's start with their running backs. Cap or no cap, the Texans running backs all become draftable because they have David Johnson, Philip Lindsay, and Mark Ingram all going to be getting touches every single game.
Nope.
I still think David Johnson gets the work. Let's just be realistic. Someone has
Well,
to do it, and David Johnson can pass catch and run the ball.
I think David Johnson will definitely be the pass catching back. Philip Lindsay's not shown that he's not really the pass catching back. Royce Freeman used to catch passes over him. So
yeah, but we know that Lindsay was the pass catching back.
Yeah, I still think David Johnson. I think they're all going to be draftable, but I don't think any of them are going to be ones that I'm going to be wanting to start any week.
Right.
Do they still have Duke?
I think they still have Duke also.
So they just all have pass catching running backs.
They're just gonna use them as receivers.
No one's taking a hit. Yeah.
But I really don't know who
Duke Johnson's a free agent, so they don't have him right now.
who is
Browns
the
just signed.
starter gonna be? Like that's just
Better
such
It's
a
going to
weird-
be
it's
David
such a
Johnson.
weird
but
three. Like
Who's
Mark
their
Ingram is going to
quarterback?
be like AP role in this team.
Yeah, he's gonna be
not
like
going to do that much. He's going to get 10 to 12 carries. I don't think he's going to do much more.
and
They
David
still-
Johnson's not that good, and Philip Lindsay's not that good.
They still
Yeah.
need a quarterback to give him the ball. They got
Speaking
Tyrod
of
Taylor.
quarterbacks,
Philip Lindsay's gonna play quarterback again.
cap or no cap, if Deshaun Watson cannot play in 2021 for reasons we shall not talk about, let's just leave that alone. Tyrod
He's
Taylor
innocent.
steps in and plays well as a top 15 fantasy quarterback. Cap or no cap?
He was a sleeper
Cap.
for me last year. Then he got his lung punctured.
Yeah, I'm saying cap as well. I think
Look
he's
at all
past-
these caps.
I do think he could be pretty decent for a couple of games if you need a bye week fill in. Yeah, last time he was like a full starter, he was QB 16 on the season. But that was 2017, so it's been quite some time.
Yeah.
Was he on the Bills that year?
Father time
Yeah, I
catch
think he was
up.
on the Bills.
Yeah, that's like his last good year.
Because every other time he has a quarterback drafted in round one
Yeah,
sitting behind him, waiting to
bench
come
for him.
take the role here.
He gets nervous.
Baker came in, and then the year after
He
that,
got nervous and punctured a lung.
Herbert came in. They didn't even want Herbert to come in, and he just came in and balled out.
He's so good.
Why would
So
you
good.
not want Jay Herbert to come in?
All right,
Herbert
last
like Dogecoin. I kept him to the bitty top and sold him, and Sean slept.
Yeah, I failed. I don't want to bring that up. That was the biggest mistake of the year. All right. Last free agent move here. Giovanni Bernard going to the Tampa Bay Bucks to play with Tom Brady in that James White role. For the Bengals, cap or no cap, Joe Mixon catches more passes this season with Burrow and finishes top 10.
Cap top 10's too high for me.
Yeah,
Sorry.
but
They
let's
still
get
have no O
Sean's-
line.
They signed
They
they
drafted one
drafted
ball.
a couple.
One
Yeah.
good ball.
Did Gio Bernard play
No
in
cap.
New England with Tom Brady? Didn't he play
No.
in New England?
I don't think so. He was in his Cincinnati his entire career.
There was was it Jeremy Hill maybe?
Deion Lewis.
No, there was like a Bengals running back that went to play in New England with. I
Now
think it
you're-
was Jeremy Hill,
You're making me dig into my brain.
It might have been Jeremy Hill.
but no, he's not gonna. Joe Mixon's not gonna be top 10.
Hell
Yeah,
And I'm
Jeremy
still
Hill
not
did go to the
drafting him
Patriots.
over DeAndre Hopkins.
I'm probably not going to draft him that high again, but I do
should.
think he will be top 10. No cap. Joe Mixon, I'm back on the train
No.
again, like
When are
every
you gonna
single
give
year,
up,
baby.
Sean? Give up.
Sean's driving the train at this point.
Yeah, he's the only one on it.
I'm falling for Joe Mixon again.
Don't ever do that. Boo boo again.
Hey, please don't. That hurt my ears. That was
That
very
was
loud.
so loud.
Apologies
My
to
ears
anybody listening.
bleeding.
All right, let's get into today's sponsor, of course, the Thrive Fantasy app for iOS and Android. Thrive Fantasy app still going strong here, even though it's the off season. They got baseball games going on there. It's daily fantasy sports app for player props and obviously daily fantasy sports. If you download the Thrive Fantasy app today, use our promo code SUPERFB. That is SUPERFB. And you deposit $20 or more, you will receive an instant $50 bonus. So go check out the Thrive Fantasy app today. Use our promo code, get some extra money, go win yourself some money.
Just bet on the Sixers every game. They're winning
Yeah.
the finals.
Do some daily fantasy, throw Embiid in your lineup. Easy money.
Simmons plus 15 points.
Russ triple double. Bet on it.
I don't know about that.
That's easy.
He hasn't done that in a while.
Who? Oh,
What?
Ben.
he said Russ, not Ben.
Oh, Russ.
All right,
Ben-
let's
Russ
forget the
question.
NBA
Cool.
talk, boys. We got to talk about the NFL draft that happened last week. We got to start with the
True that.
quarterbacks. 5 first-round quarterbacks. Which one do you guys think has the best chance of finishing as a top 10 quarterback? Just for reference, Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, Trey Lance, Justin Fields, Mac Jones, all taken in the first round.
I like Trevor Lawrence the most, but like if we're gonna talk top 10 realistically, I think it could be Justin Fields. Chicago is gonna be a good team, and I don't think Andy Dalton will play many games this year because they're gonna want to bring Justin Fields out quick, and he has the weapons with Allen Robinson, Mooney, the running backs, and the tight end. I just think Trey Lance could be like the more obvious pick because he's on a much better team, definitely. But I just like Justin Fields a lot more. I think he should have been the second QB taken rather than
Zach Wilson. I agree with that.
Yeah. And I like his rushing ability as well. So I'm gonna agree with Q.
Let's make it more interesting. If, let's say, don't worry about them getting the starting job. If they're starting, we'll say top 10 based on a points per game basis for games they start. In that case, I'm going Trey Lance in that San Fran offense. Trey Lance has the best chance to be top 10 if he gets that job. Jimmy G obviously has a ton of injury history over the past couple of years, as well as not playing to the best. I mean, he's not the best quarterback out there. I think if Trey Lance,
a good record.
I know he has a good record, but I don't think that's because of him. He's definitely had a great situation around him in San Fran. And I think Trey Lance could also step right into that role, put up some numbers with Debo, Ayuk, and Kittle.
All right, so let's take out Mac Jones because I feel like he'd be the obvious worst. Who do you think would be like? Who do you think would finish at the bottom?
Yeah, without Mac Jones, I think I'm still going Zach Wilson. The Jets just end up being bad no matter what.
Yeah,
I like their coach, but they got a defensive-minded coach. So with Saleh,
I want Trevor Lawrence to do so well. I just think he's gonna be towards the bottom, and it's sad.
Yeah, I like Urban Meyer there though, but yeah, that team's definitely a wild card.
The other running back from Clemson, like that ruins a lot for them.
Yeah, they messed up.
It's going to be interesting. He's a good pass catcher though. We'll get into him in a little bit here, but yeah, it's tough. I think they'll all be pretty decent if they do get the starting job. Aside from maybe Mac Jones, we'll see. Maybe Bill Belichick can groom him in to be the next Brady.
Mac Jones walked down the aisle like he was about
Dude,
to
that was the
somebody.
scariest walk I've ever seen in my life.
He had a poop and he had a snitch on someone.
He looked like Vince McMahon.
He thought he was going pick 3, so he was waiting forever.
Right. He said finally.
Trey Lance top 10. Want that in there?
Yeah, I like Trey Lance.
Justin
Trey Lance top 10.
Trey Lance and
Wentz
Justin Fields,
top 5.
both in good situations.
Very good.
I think both of them could thrive if they're able to get that job. All right, let's get into another segment from last year. Calm or chaos?
We'll have the soundboard by week 1.
All right. So for calm or chaos, we're going to talk about some of the guys that were drafted, but really kind of focus on who they're replacing and if it's calm or chaos for who they are. Let's start with Jacksonville, the most obvious one Q just mentioned. James Robinson. Is this calm or chaos for him with Travis Etienne? I don't know how to pronounce his last name.
Picture the
You're
letters.
doing me dirty.
Etienne.
Travis Etienne. Calm or chaos on James Robinson.
Huge chaos. I don't understand this move.
Chaos.
I thought James
feel
Robinson
so bad for that man.
Bro, James Robinson was good. Very good.
He carried that team.
He was so
year.
good.
Yeah, he was solid.
I hope Bobby Portis Jr. is at bowl and punches him right in the mitt.
Bobby Portis Jr. What a reference.
So then guess who has to play? Agumba Wale.
He had COVID like all last year.
No, that was the Temple guy.
Yeah, I don't even know.
They were just in the ER together holding hands.
They said, let's just keep giving each other COVID.
Hopefully they're good now.
Yeah, I think if James Robinson is still relevant, he'll be more of like the rushing guy because ETN is pretty good at catching passes. He had 48 catches.
So is James Robinson.
But I think they got to use one on third down, and I think they'd rather go to the guy that already has a relationship with.
They were probably just scared how much they were working James Robinson last year. They had to get him some help. They don't want to run him into the ground.
I hope that's true.
I'm hoping that's the case because I really like James Robinson, and I don't want them to do him that dirty.
I'm just blaming Urban Meyer. I just don't think he knows the team.
Yeah, I'm gonna say
maybe
chaos.
Just didn't watch any Jaguars games and know that James Robinson is a beast.
We'll see.
Who's this guy?
We'll see who they like in camp, but young running backs sometimes just get the leg up there.
Is James Robinson old?
I'm saying chaos.
James Charles.
No, James Robinson is young, but he also has a season of NFL under his belt now. So Average
now he's
NFL
old.
running back is like 2.5 seasons or something.
Well, ETN, we hate you. We're on James Robinson's side.
Big time.
Yeah.
Unless you want to join
Feel
the
for
pod.
him. Yeah, unless you want to come on the pod, we'll talk.
I
Come
want
hang
Trevor
out.
Lawrence's number.
All right, let's get into the Steelers drafting Najee Harris as the first running back off the board. Does this dispel all hope for Snell or McFarland to take on a larger role?
Bro, they were dog water anyway.
Yeah.
I feel
Benny
like
Snell, trash.
I think at one point I said Benny Snell was going to be Le'Veon Bell. It was like week 2.
You were wiling. You were wiling out,
that was
bro.
the worst take
Because James
ever.
Conner's
Why would you
terrible.
even
He's
bring
not
that
good.
back up that you said that?
Yeah, I forgot about
I
that.
own
That
my
might be worse than Sean saying you would rather have Joe Mixon than D-Hop.
No, I don't know. That can't
Joe
be.
Mixon
You
was
said Benny
solid.
Snell
He
will
still
be
believes that,
Le'Veon
though.
Bell.
I don't
He
believe
still
it.
thinks Joe Mixon's over D-Hop.
I don't
He
believe it.
admitted that he didn't.
I don't believe it.
We'll
but
see come draft time.
we'll see. I got to do my ranks. We got to
He
get
has
through
both
there.
stickers
I
in
am
his
still
hand.
high on Joe Mixon. You got to get to running back early. All right. Anyways, Najee Harris definitely going to be the number one running back there. He's going to be
For
rock
sure.
solid. But they also drafted a tight end, Pat Fryer. Dude, these
Is he
names.
from Penn State?
Freerman.
Big F. Freermuth or
Freerman.
something. Yeah, he's from Penn
Freerman.
State. He was the second tight end off the board. Does this mean calmer chaos for Eric Ebron
No,
in
fuck
Pittsburgh?
Penn State. Eric Ebron is starting tight end on that team.
How old is Ebron?
He's old.
He's old.
He's been
He's
around for a
old.
while.
He-
He's old.
He should retire after what he did to Gator.
Oh, he did that to many fantasy owners, not just
That
Gator.
was the
Yeah, but
That was crazy.
Gator needed what, 1 point?
1
1
point.
He
point.
needed
We were
1
tied.
point.
He needed 1 point.
Ebron's actually not that old. He's 28. He just turned 28.
He was like,
But he's been around since 2014,
Yeah,
so he
he's been
feels
on the
like it's been
line since he was,
forever.
like 16.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Yeah, no. I'm going to stay calm on Ebron. I don't know how good this tight end is going to be able to. Rookie tight ends usually struggle, aside from, I think Kyle Pitts will be the exception to the rule.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I'm staying calm on Ebron for now, but we'll see.
Yeah. Any man named Friarmouth.
All right, moving on to the Broncos. Now, this one's interesting. Broncos drafted Javonte Williams, one of the top 3 running backs in the draft. Calmer chaos for Melvin Gordon.
Melvin Gordon had so many bad games. I'm surprised he's not in prison yet with what he did last year. Like, why is he not in jail?
I'm staying calm. on
Why is he not
those.
in jail? Why is he not in jail? He's a
It was
bad
just a
running back in the
DUI.
NFL. He's a bad running back in the NFL right
No,
now.
he's not.
He's outside the top 15, and he's not in jail.
He was not happy.
Whoever the cop,
Yeah, right.
cop that pulled him over, obviously had him on his team. I don't care if you're an NFL or the president. You're drunk driving. You should be in jail.
Dude, you don't go to jail for that.
Or if
long
you're
for
RB1.
DUI.
All right.
Go to jail.
Then I need to see this type of hate for Tiger Woods and Andy Reid's son.
All right, now we're going
Let's
off
talk
the
about
rails.
right now.
Let's talk about Melvin Gordon. I'm saying a little bit of chaos here. Javonte Williams was the real deal at North Carolina. He's not that big of a pass catcher, so I still think Melvin Gordon is going to be able to retain that work. But Javonte Williams is definitely going to step right into that Philip Lindsay role and take 10 to 15 carries.
Yeah,
So-
I think he's just filling in for Philip Lindsay. I don't
Yeah.
think it's crazy, but Melvin
Yeah, I don't
Gordon
think
isn't
it's-
great either. So
Too
I
much
see-
chaos.
Mel finishes top 20.
Top 25. I'm going to give
20.
myself some breathing room there.
When
I'll-
you say
I'll
that,
give you
you
top
mean
20.
25. Like, you mean number 25.
I mean, like,
How are you going to tell
between
me what I
25 to
mean?
21.
I mean,
No, he's
top
talking to
20.
me. He's talking about me. You didn't say 25.
Right. You don't even know what you said.
Well, obviously, if he says top 25, he means top 25.
Yeah, but
All
you're
right.
just saying that so he has more cushion than 25.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Need a little bit more cushion. I'm not confident he's top 20.
He was not hearing what's going on right now.
All right. Anyways,
We're right.
Javonte Williams, I actually like
Hello?
him. He could end up taking away some of that work as the season continues to go on. Kind of like J.K. Dobbins kind of took over late last year. All right. Cincinnati. Jamar Chase, the number 1 wide receiver off the board, heads to Cincy. Is this calmer chaos for Tyler Boyd?
No.
No.
not for
I
Boyd.
think
I
he's
think it's
still
a
the number 1.
Big plus for him.
Yeah, I still think Tyler Boyd, I think in the slot, he's going to be able to just fine. He's going to still be Burrow's kind of guy over the middle. But what about T. Higgins, Calmer Chaos?
Chaos for him. Chaos for him. I don't care.
I don't know. It's hard
T.
to
Higgins.
tell.
It's chaos.
It's T.
I'm
Higgins.
great.
T. Higgins was good last year. I mean, he wasn't great, but he was solid.
I think T. Higgins this year becomes Michael Gallup last year.
Holy smokes.
Do you think that
You know how I felt about Michael Gallup last year. Now I hate T. Higgins.
on the award show?
I just think there's an odd man out. We saw it on the Cowboys when they had everybody healthy with Dak as well. Amari Cooper was wide receiver 1, clear as day, and then CeeDee Lamb was munching as wide receiver 2, and Gallup was kind of the third man out. One of them is going to be the third man out. I think Boyd over the slot stays good, and I think Jamar Chase asserts himself as wide receiver 1.
I'm glad that you mentioned odd man out. Like, do you think that Jamar Chase and Tyler Boyd could be the poor man's Chad Johnson Ochocinco and TJ Husmanzada?
It could be.
Because they're both solid.
That's a real throwback right there. Could be. Definitely could be. I mean, Jamar Chase already has so much chemistry with Burrow because 2019 Burrow's crazy college year. Jamar Chase went bonkers. 84 catches, 1,780 yards, and 20 touchdowns. So
not better than Smith, though.
Yeah, not better. That's pretty close numbers, but yeah, he was not better than Smith. Yeah. Well, Burrow was so freaking good that he ended up winning the Heisman.
No, I mean, who won the Heisman? Smith? Oh, well, you're right.
Yeah. Like,
no, wait.
Chase couldn't win because his quarterback was
Did Smith
the winner.
sit out last year?
In 2019?
Did
Chase didn't play last year. No, he was injured.
That makes sense then.
So
Fair.
that's his last college season. Because he was so good in 2019. People were ready for him to come back. But anyways, I think Jamar Chase, I think T. Higgins starts off as the better option, but as the season goes on, Jamar Chase gets more and more work.
I just can't stop thinking about CeeDee Lamb now. Sorry.
CD.
That's all I've been thinking about. You guys been talking.
He's nuts.
He's going to be good.
Love CD.
Right. Let's move on from the Bengals back to Miami. As we mentioned earlier, they got Jalen Waddle, second wide receiver taken off the board. Is this calm or chaos for Will Fuller?
Calm.
No.
I think it's calm
over here.
Easy calm. Easy calm.
What about Davonte Parker?
So calm.
I'm still calm. There's enough room for 3.
If there's enough room for 3, then why are we bashing T. Higgins?
No, there is enough room for 3, but I'm saying calm on both because I think Waddle's still kind of like he's still got to develop a little bit.
T. Higgins, D. Park. T. Higgins, D. Park.
T. Higgins, I think he was better than D. Park last year.
Maybe number-wise.
Isn't that what matters?
It is what matters. It is what matters.
Yeah.
There's more to football than touchdowns, I guess. Josh Jacobs.
That's what I'm saying. See?
All right. Anyways, Jalen Waddle, he's more of the slot receiver. I think he'll be good, but he's got to develop a little bit more than these other guys. So I'm saying calm on both of them. I'm still taking Fuller and Parker ahead of Waddle, but keep an eye on Waddle throughout the season. Definitely could evolve and become Tua's go-to guy. All right. For the Giants, they drafted Kadarius Toney. I think he was the 4th wide receiver taken off the board. This is calm or chaos for Sterling Shepard because Toney is more of a slot receiver.
I think we should just let Q answer this one. Just him.
We'll just skip it. I don't even want to talk about it because I don't really care about the Giants, and I don't think this guy. Where did he go? He went to Ole Miss.
Florida.
I don't know. Someone went to Ole Miss, but
that was Moore, I think. Elijah Moore.
Okay, yeah, but no, I don't think this plays any part in anything.
Yeah,
I don't think Daniel Jones thinking about Tyshawn Prince, Maxey.
Kadarius Toney?
Yeah.
You say Tayshaun Prince? He played for the Pistons.
No. Move on.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about it either.
I will say if the Giants drafted Devontae Smith, I wouldn't be as high on Devontae Smith. Because they already have Kenny Galladay and
they have a lot. I think Devontae Smith, who we're about to talk about right now with the Eagles.
See?
Calm or chaos for Jalen Reagor.
Who was ever chaos or worried about Jalen Reagor?
I'm staying calm on this. I think Reagor with Hurts could be pretty solid. He's going to move to the slot this year. So I think he's going to be able to get open a little bit more there with Smith opening up the field on the outside. So I'm saying calm on both.
If I was Reagor, I'd be happy.
Nelson Aguilar or Reagor?
Reagor.
I'll easily take Reagor.
Give me the youth and the upside. I know Aguilar's ceiling.
I'm gonna forgive Jalen Hurts with the whole Wentz thing, but Rager was he wanted Wentz out, so for that I'll never forgive that man. And he's never done anything good for me or this team. So
Q's clear Eagles bias is blinking through his teeth.
I'm about to buy a Hurts jersey.
Me too.
And a
You
Wentz
got to
jersey.
get the number 2.
Swing.
Yeah, I already got. I'm wearing the Wentz jersey, the Week 1 pod.
Oh, all right. Anyways, yeah, I think that's calm for Rager. I think Smith's going to be the wide receiver 1 there. I mean, he was absolutely insane for Alabama. Set records pretty much
If he's
every
not,
category.
that's the waste of a draft pick.
So
should have drafted me then.
I think both should be drafted in fantasy. All right.
Okay.
Baltimore Ravens drafted Rashad Bateman. Does this spell chaos for people who still believe in Hollywood Brown? Because they also signed Sammy Watkins too.
Who
Big
believes
time.
in
Big
Rashad
chaos.
I was trying to tell everyone last year, Hollywood Brown ain't all that. He literally had all the opportunity in the world last year. He only showed up for a couple of games. Other than that, he was getting like 3 catches, 37 yards, and nothing else.
He sucks.
Bollywood.
I'm not the biggest Hollywood fan. So
Yeah, I'm not either.
I'm saying chaos.
I'm saying chaos as well. I think he's still going to be a deep play threat. He's still going to have a couple of weeks where he's going to have a touchdown and like 5 catches for 90 yards or something.
Exactly.
But there's not going to be every
Undraftable.
week.
Undraftable.
No consistency.
And
there.
you say deep.
He's a waiver wire flick.
You know
like
the quarterback.
Flick up.
The quarterback's
Flick
not
up,
throwing
yeah.
a deep ball.
Flex pick
Yeah,
up.
waiver wire flick up.
Flick him upward. Yeah,
Like a
Bateman.
booger.
I think Bateman's going to be really good too. So I think he might actually assert himself as their number 1. All right, couple more to get through. To Atlanta, Kyle Pitts. I think this one's pretty obvious. Karma chaos for Hayden Hurst.
I almost forgot about Hayden Hurst.
Oh no! Don't say
forget
that
about
out
Hayden
loud.
Hurst.
Don't say that out loud.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Sam.
Absolute chaos. Kyle Pitts is going to be a beast.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, I don't think he affects
Especially in that
Julio or
Pitts heavy
Calvin
offense.
Ridley, but he's going to be a big part of that offense.
Yeah, for
This
sure.
is true.
They still have Russell Gage too.
Who
I think
cares?
so.
He was,
Russell Gage was sneaky
decent.
good last year.
Chill. But I
Sneaky
don't want him
Wait,
to be
remember
good.
who's the other guy that they had?
Why?
I want it
Oh,
all to
I
be
know
Calvin
you're talking
Ridley.
about Q. Q, he had like one good game.
I'm looking up his name.
He had the weirdest name.
Oh, I know the boy you're talking about. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Okay, this pulled up every
It was
Falcons
hard to
wide receiver
pronounce.
ever.
I can't
Olamide
pronounce it.
Zacchaeus.
Zacchaeus.
Olamide
Zacchaeus.
Zacchaeus.
I used
Zacchaeus.
to think of zucchini.
Yeah. Yeah, he was pretty he had that one big game. But
He
no.
was boo boo butt.
Kyle Pitts
Boo boo.
definitely spells chaos for Hayden Hurst. Don't draft Hayden Hurst. Draft Kyle Pitts.
They have Laquan Treadwell as well.
He's so washed.
He's so washed.
Huge bust.
Should not have a job.
And they still have Ito Smith. He's number 3 on the roster, in front of Quadre Allison,
Oh, I didn't think
related
they
to
still
John
had him.
Allison.
People don't know who that is, Q.
It was his birthday.
No,
the
Ito
other
Smith's
day.
a free agent, Q. You're looking at an outdated something.
Falcons don't know how to update their depth chart.
It's probably from last year.
Their depth chart. They probably don't hear about it much.
All right. Anyways,
Joke.
we're going off the rails here, boys. 49ers drafted 2 running backs in the draft. Trey Sermon was the 4th running back taken in the draft from Ohio State. Is there any fear for Raheem Mostert's role here, calm or chaos?
Calm.
Chaos. Raheem has so much trouble staying healthy. I love him. I think he's great. In the games that he played last year, he was a beast. But his issue is just staying on the field. So I feel like they're going for the young guys who have
So
the
they're just
ability,
getting rid
who
of
are
him and
gonna stay healthy.
Garoppolo.
They have so many running backs. It's insane.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
this,
they
like,
always have so many
Do
running
they still have
backs.
No, but they have too many.
Jared
They
They
drafted-
got rid of Tev, right?
Yeah, they got rid of Tev, but they signed Wayne Gallman.
Oh my god.
They have JaMychal Hasty. They have Jeff Wilson Jr. They
Jake
drafted 2,
Jarek?
and they have Mostert.
McKinnon? Where's McKinnon at?
McKinnon's gone.
Damn. They
I
let
think
go of the
he-
2.
I
think
they
someone
kept
picked him up,
Hasty
actually.
for McKinnon.
bro, they need running backs
Michael
though.
Hasty.
They love running the ball. That's why I was scared to say I
Jerick
wanted Trey
McKinnon-
Lance top 10.
Signed with the Chiefs.
Oh, he's gonna be like the other guy, not Jamal Williams. Who's the guy they have on their team? It was like CEH, Le'Veon Bell, Then there was
Darrell Williams.
Darrell Williams.
Or Darwin Thompson.
No, not Darwin.
Any
Thompson.
Darwin.
All right. Anyways, I think it's chaos a little bit here for Raheem Mostert. I don't think his job is solidified heading into the season, basically mainly because of his health, as Matt mentioned. I think his skill is there, but I think they're going to try and limit how many touches he gets to try and keep him healthy. So that makes me a little bit nervous. And they drafted 2 running backs. Neither of them were really huge pass catchers, but both were pretty solid running backs. So maybe Mostert's more of like the third down pass catching back. We'll see how it turns out, but I think they're going to still try and get Mostert the ball. I mean, Kyle Shanahan always ends up force feeding whoever ends up is their RB1. Keep an eye on that during the offseason. Finally, the New York Jets, where Tevin Coleman walked to, they drafted the 5th running back in the draft, Michael Carter. Does this destroy the hopes for Tevin Coleman to be a solid running back in New York?
Yeah, he was never going to be a solid running back.
I wish it was Michael Carter Williams.
Yeah, Michael Carter was pretty solid, 1,200 yards in 11 games and 11 touchdowns. I think he's going to be pretty solid, and I think he's going to take away at least half of Tevin Coleman's work. So I'm not trusting Tevin Coleman to be anything more than a goal line back.
Never stood a chance.
Me either. And I feel like he's getting up there in age as well.
Yeah, he's like kind of in that same age range as Devonta Freeman. Yeah, he's 28. So
28.
30 for a running back is usually.
Yeah, that's the cutoff.
That's the
unless your name's
block.
Adrian Peterson.
Yeah,
dude.
Yeah,
So
that's
old.
pretty much all we got here,
Frank
folks.
Gore.
Talking about the draft.
He's built different. Sorry, Sean. But Frank Gore is built different.
Frank
He
Gore
is.
built different. We'll get into that in a couple of weeks. But there's definitely some more wide receivers to keep an eye on. As I mentioned, a couple as throughout. Elijah Moore, for sure, from Ole Miss, 2nd-round wide receiver. Rondale Moore, Tutu Atwell. Josh Palmer to the Chargers could have a big impact. So we'll keep an eye on them as summer progresses. Definitely keep you posted on who we like, who we don't like. But for now, Q, do you have a joke of the week this week?
I do.
All right.
The grind never stops.
All right, let's hear it. It's been a long time since I've heard a Q joke of the week.
Make me laugh.
Why can't a nose be 12 inches long?
Oh, because then it would be a foot.
Stop.
Easy. That was bad.
I got another
0
one.
out of 10.
I keep them on a reel. I have another one if you need one.
Yeah.
Yep. Let's hear it.
How many tickles does it take an octopus to make it laugh?
10 tickles. Come on,
All right,
dude.
come
These
on,
are
run
bad. I'm cracked at math.
Fuck.
Yeah,
What do you
second
call
one not as good
a
as the first
cheese
one.
that isn't yours.
Not
Come
no
on.
cheese.
All right, you're fired.
I was hoping it
Boo.
would make
One
you
more,
laugh.
one more.
Oh my god.
Now he's pulling them out of the depths of his
Matt's
brain. He
jokes
did not
were
have this
better.
many.
Why? Why do melons have weddings? Because they cantaloupe.
You used that one last year.
No,
dude.
I've never.
Yes, you did.
I have receipts.
I still don't get that one.
You used that
They can't
one.
elope.
And Matt didn't get
I
it.
don't know what elope means.
It means like get together or something.
Matt, did you
dude.
hear the rumor about butter?
Oh dear.
Well, I'm not gonna spread it.
Elope means run away secretly with the intent to get married.
Oh shit.
For reference.
All right.
So they can't elope.
I'm
Got it,
trying to
Matt?
elope
I'm
somebody's
gonna
daughter.
spread it.
If anyone
All
has
right,
any hot
That
friends.
is a wrap on the first
What a time to
podcast.
be alive.
We will be back definitely in the next couple of weeks here. We got some good stuff planned. So stay tuned. Follow along here below on Twitch. Make sure you subscribe here as well as YouTube. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter. I mean, all the links are below. You got it at this point. Make sure you're following us. Super Fantasy Bros Podcast, Super FB Podcast. Search us on all platforms. We are there. Definitely stay up to date. We'll have some articles coming out throughout the offseason as well as plenty of podcasts. So stay tuned.
And the new the roster picture of us four.
Oh,
Updated
yeah.
2021 pick.
Oh.
Updated logo.
Bond,
Keep it on the
yeah.
Twitch below if you are here while we're
Merch
live.
maybe incoming.
Maybe. Stay posted.
Need that.
We got some stuff cooking up this offseason. So
We got a little bit of stuff in the tucky.
All right.
Don't forget, Calvin really noticed us. He knows about us.
Yep.
Yeah, he does.
He knows us.
Don't forget it. All right. That's a wrap. Peace out.